What's up, people? It's been a while. I'm finally back with a film photography video. Hope you guys been doing good though. During these couple of winter months, I shot a whopping 3 rolls of film. I guess I've been a lot more sparing in terms of using film, and I even kind of hesitate to load film into my cameras nowadays just because it's such an expensive hobby. I feel like a big thing for me is that the purpose of my art or the things I create is to learn as I go. In these couple of months that I've been carrying my camera around, I've learned intention. Initially, I would even hesitate to just take a picture of me and my friends because that's such a casual picture. I always thought to myself, why am I taking this generic flash picture of my friends when I could be creating the best art I've ever made? I guess now I'm trying to navigate the fine line between, being too intentional and too nitpicky with the pictures I'm taking, whereas on the other hand, you have to kind of follow your intuition and take pictures of what means a lot to you. So this kind of winter season was all about finding that balance. I didn't really waste anything on, things that didn't mean anything to me. And I think this thought process is very important when creating your art. That's where the true value of things are. Even though a picture might be disgusting in terms of its exposures and its colors, if it reminds you of a time that means a lot to you, that's all that matters really, especially for someone who's doing film photography as a hobby rather than a career. Here is another episode of Stories and Film Photos. I hope you enjoy. So the first thing that I documented was a little trip to Italy with some of my friends. This was the first time I actually stepped in the country with the intent of tourism in so many years just because of COVID. And it was really refreshing to be able to absorb the surroundings of a new country, of an environment that I'm completely new to. This is a very generic but absolutely gorgeous picture of the view outside of the plane window. But one part I really do like about this picture is just the fact that I can imagine myself just floating in the sky, and I really enjoy kind of immersing myself into this scene. This was an accidental double exposure, but I'm really happy with how it turned out aesthetically. I also really enjoy how there are a couple of really subtle features that kind of suggest the picture was taken in Italy. You probably noticed that I haven't taken any pictures of some major tourist attractions, and that's because I find a lot more value in kind of capturing these subtle areas that are often overlooked. I feel like there's a lot of components of this picture that can still build together the expression of culture in Rome. And I think that's really what my style of photography is. Motorcycles are a big reason why traffic is so chaotic in Italy, but it can also be wholesome, just like in this picture, where I tried to capture a father and his son about to get on a motorcycle, which I really like. I just think it's a sick picture. Here I tried to contrast a very mundane subject with a very cliched background, and I think it turned out pretty well. The lighting's very interesting as well. It's really warm because of the sun, but you can kind of see the shadows taking over because it was just about to become a stormy day. One of the main things that I learned from this trip, again, was the reinforced notion of appreciating your surroundings. Taking pictures as a tourist is really different from taking pictures of a home that I'm really familiar with. I guess when you're in another country, you're kind of granted with the vanity of romanticizing things that might be the norm for other people. You know that weird feeling when you walk into a convenience store or a supermarket in another country? Why can't I feel the same way whenever I walk into Sainsbury's to get a meal deal? So I guess I've just been trying to learn how to do that. I guess through interpreting things from an outside perspective So I guess that's what this trip taught me.
I don't feel the same anymore. All my friends have gone their own ways. We're changing.
The rest of this roller film was just, you know, moments in London with my friends, a bunch of stuff that happened. But again, this was more about kind of finding intention, trying to pick between, you know, when I really wanted to take a picture of something and, you know, if it was worth it to take generic pictures of my friends, all of this bullshit. But I do feel like I did a decent job at kind of achieving that balance between, you know, having a purpose in the pictures that you take in comparison to, you know, overthinking every single time you press the shutter. This is a spontaneous long exposure that I did in my kitchen, and it's a really surreal picture for me as a memory because it was one of the first time I've experienced living in a place that was snowing as much as it did this winter, and I think that was even rare for London, so it was definitely an experience to remember. The southbound Northern Line to Morden is a very nostalgic train ride for me. Used to take it all the time, and I just tried to capture how empty the train would be on the way to the last station, and I think the atmosphere is really cool. I tried out Amber 800T, which is another tungsten film, and I think the colors can work pretty well as an alternative to Cinestill. I went to see a Saint concert with my friend. He's definitely an artist that I would recommend checking out. His music is great. But again, I just tried to experiment a bit with the tungsten film and what it could do in different lighting situations. And I think that the colors turned out quite good in some of these. Here's another view from my kitchen on a sunny day this time, where this beautiful warm light was just beaming through the window. And I really love just capturing these mundane little parts of my life that are kind of turned into cliche scenes with the lighting surrounding it. That's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed the pictures. Let me know what your shot of the day was or whatever, all of that stuff. I would say stay tuned for another photography video, but I'll be so honest, I don't know when that's going to happen. Just the way the film market is looking right now, it's just so hard to even roll up a roll of film into my camera without feeling guilty. But regardless, I hope you guys are having a good day. Remember to stay hydrated. Remember to, you know, I don't know, remember to tell your friends you love them. Remember to do good. But I hope you guys take care. And I'll see you in the next video, whenever that will be.